Hello, how are you? If you're good, great, happy. If you're not, I'm glad you're here. Today, I want to talk a little bit about family and how things, it can be an absolute stressor, it can be a trigger, it can be a haven, it can be nothing. Family is important unless it isn't. It's always important to understand that where you are in your life and where your family comes in your life is really up to you. You get to make that decision. People will say, oh, family, blood is thicker than water. Your family is the only one you got, and you have to respect them. You have to, And I'm here to say that's not true. You choose your family. Now, when you're born, certainly you don't choose your parents. You don't choose your family in the first bit of life. But once you become an adult, you get to choose your family. Now, the best case scenario is if you choose the family that brought you up. That could be your adopted family, that could be your group of friends, that could be anything. The best outcome is if you have a supportive family that has been around the entire time, and then when you're an adult and you make your own decisions, that decision is to choose that family. And of course, they could drive you crazy, but in the end, you still get to choose. And you should choose the family that keeps you as healthy as you want to be. I don't subscribe to the theory that just because the woman birthed you, that you have a lifelong obligation to coddle to that person or to appease that person. Same thing with father, you don't have there's no law that says you have to do this. While family is kind of a give and a take and a push and a pull, at some point in your life, some points I should say, because there's always opportunity to change your mind. At some points, you may have to abandon your family for the sake of your own mental health. There have been times in my life where I've wanted nothing to do with one or more of my family members. I've had a strained relationship with one of my family members for decades. I have completely removed myself from parts of the family that I felt were negative toward my mental health. And I've also grown and changed over the years, and I've rekindled those relationships. I've rebuilt them, whether I had cooperation from those family members or not. I made those decisions to try again. I made those decisions to forgive. So what I'm telling you is that you don't have to be a part of your family every day for the rest of your life. You don't have to be 100%. You don't have to be 50%. You get to choose where you're going to fit into that dynamic. I say all of this in a selfish way to ask you to be a little selfish for your own mental health. And I also caution you to not go too far. I caution you to not break the relationship so badly that there's no coming back. Because there may be a time in your life where you want that again. And if you have closed that door and barred it and put up the boards and the nails and painted it closed, there may be a time where you want to open that door again, but when you finally do, there's no one on the other side. So be careful if you're going to take those steps to back away. Make sure that you don't leave it in a place that's unrepairable. Because when you get older, I think you're going to find out your parents knew a lot more than they let on. They were a lot smarter than you thought they were. And you were a lot dumber than you thought you were. When you're young, you think you know everything, and your parents just don't understand anything. You might not be giving them enough credit, the credit that they were due. Maybe they were just letting you make mistakes to kind of learn life on your own. Or maybe they were absent. I don't want to pretend that I know how every family dynamic works. Today, I helped my parents put away their Christmas decorations up in their loft because, I don't want to see them get hurt. And I want to be able to help when I'm available to help. And I want them to feel comfortable to ask for my help. And if I were to not offer to help in those small ways, maybe they wouldn't be comfortable asking me to help them in larger ways when they really need my help. Just like I needed their help when I was small. Take all of that for whatever you want. Just be sure to take care of yourself, because if you pour all the water out of your pitcher trying to quench other people's thirsts, when you're finally thirsty, there might not be anything left. So take that, enjoy. I'll see you tomorrow.